Hello and welcome to Official Nintendo Magazine's rundown of the Flower Cup from Mario Kart 8. And we kick things off with Mario Circuit, which should be very familiar to anyone who's seen the cover art. It's the track on there, it's also the first track that they revealed. It's the sort of Mobius strip, the figure of 8, which kind of folds in on itself. It's also the logo of the game is the track, isn't it? The number 8.
Yes, indeed.
What do you make of this one, Joe?
It's really cool. Like, when we first played it, you didn't really get a sense for the sort of the corkscrewing nature of that middle section where you see the castle flip. It does feel a lot like you're just driving on a sort of funfair ride a lot of the time, but it does do a huge amount for getting you that sense of the anti-grav sections, how you're going to be riding with other people, because it's quite cramped. There's a lot of corners, so you're bouncing off people, getting those boosts, and yeah, and it looks amazing. Like, it really takes that Mario Kart vibrancy and just puts it in a new perspective.
Actually, that tightness, of course, is a thing I've noted across all of them. You know, after Mario Kart Wii, which was quite wide, you know, almost to accommodate the 12 players, even though this also has 12 players, you are crammed together, and you're kind of encouraged to kind of barge into one another to get that kind of zero-G boost.
It's a lot more physical.
Yeah, it's kind of it's tight and tense.
Ooh.
Stick that on the box. Next up is Toad Harbor, which is kind of conceptually brilliant, a kind of mix of San Francisco and also sort of New York, sort of the Statue of Liberty landmarks built around this sort of giant hill covered with trams, which is this sort of San Francisco vibe. It's got all these fun shops with all these different like Mario brands along. It feels like a very lived-in place.
Yeah, it really feels like you're being asked to look out for a lot of the references. Like, they really put so much effort into making these tracks feel like places rather than just strips of blacktop from you're kind of used to with Mario Kart a lot of the time.
And you'll also notice in this track there's big emphasis on like the branching paths. There's lots of multiple routes you can take. So I think, you know, trying to kind of nail those time trial times is going to be really kind of key to sort of learning this and making the most of all those weird little kind of back alleys.
Absolutely.
It's a great track. Next up is Twisted Mansion, which is kind of your classic sort of Boo ghost house type stage with sort of undulating corridors. It's quite a surreal one as well, because you have corridors with just long stretches of like water where they're sort of submerged.
Yeah, it's like a big MC Escher painting, the whole thing.
It's kind of, and you've got people driving on the ceiling as well, which is kind of crazy. Did you enjoy this one?
Yeah, I really like this one. This is one of the few where it's sort of so tightly packed in, as you say, you can see other people doing the anti-grav bits, but then you don't know whether they're upside down or you are, and it kind of twists as you go, and it turns into this. It takes that idea of the Boo Mansion being a really disorienting place in Mario games and makes it so visual. Like, you really get a sense of how going through one of those things is just madness to the eyes, and it plays out really well. There's some kind of flatter normal sections with obstacles, and then you suddenly enter these mad areas where you're kind of forced to try and work out where you're going as well as what you're seeing. It's brilliant. And
the way the track splits as well, because you get this boost by hitting other people when they're doing zero-G, it's actually kind of really pays to stick with the pack in a certain way. So I can see a lot of strategy developing about like who's going where and kind of which path, because it splits in sort of 3 key places. So, you know, that's going to be quite a sort of tactical dilemma, I think. And last in the Flower Cup, but certainly not least, in fact, I'd say it's arguably the best track we've played.
Definitely.
If not one of the best Mario Kart tracks ever. Instant classic territory.
I think it might be.
It's the simply magnificent Shy Guy Falls. Joe, tell us, what is it about this track which has kind of won everyone over instantly?
It's the one thing. It is the falls. You kind of you end up on this mountaintop. You're sort of going down like, you know, when you go on holiday with your dad and he drives too quickly around corners on mountains in like Greece or something.
Yeah.
It's that feeling the whole way round. But then suddenly you end up at these twin waterfalls, and you're going towards one. You're like, oh right, I'm going to go around it or whatever. But it's the anti-grav section, so you end up hitting this anti-grav pad and just flying vertically up this waterfall as it sort of splashes onto the camera and really like obscures your view. There's boost pads falling down with the waterfall.
You're sort of swerving around the waterfall.
It's amazing. Then you hit this sort of big U-turn at the top and fall all the way down the other one into this valley before taking off and carrying on the track normally.
That's a brilliant moment, because you're going down and every single time you forget how it's going to end. You're like, oh no, I'm getting to the end of the waterfall, and then all of a sudden you're like, woof. It's like, you know, E.T. Elliot on the bike suddenly taking off. It's that, I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to make it. Oh my god, I've made it. I'm the best Mario Kart racer ever.
And then someone hits you with a shell and you fall into the valley.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. For that brief second, you are, you know, the little bike in front of the moon, and it's magic.
It is perfect. It's such a
great track. That was our rundown of the Flower Cup in Mario Kart 8. If you'd like to hear about the Mushroom Cup, Shell Cup or Banana Cup, click the links for our other videos on our YouTube channel.